What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen, where we're cooking up the latest and greatest gaming news headlines. And who better to join me today than Eden? Why don't you say what's up?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game Sandwich, where we have proven it before. PC's the master race.
PC Master Race, and before we get into any of today's conversation, we'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you guys that are liking these videos, subscribing to Game Sandwich, and if you're new here, do all that, and then join our community Discord. Links to that is in the video description down below. Now, we had a little state of play yesterday, and, there were things shown off, things personally, whatever, it was there. But today's video, I wanted to focus on one thing that was announced at that state of play that some people might gloss over or whatever, and then talk about the future of PlayStation. And that's, oddly enough, out of context, where I kind of want to start. So, recently there was this little conversation held with PlayStation, and this was during their latest quarterly earnings call, and the Sony CFO, Line Tao, I know I probably butchered that name, talked about the PS5 currently and its life cycle and where we're at. So, I wish I didn't send you this article because I wanted to get your knee-jerk reaction to this, but I'm going to pretend and live in delusion. Aiden, where do you think the PlayStation is in its life cycle?
If I had to guess where it is in its life cycle currently, with them talking about the PlayStation 6 and everything, I'd say it's near the tail end of it, because, console life cycles are typically 8 years.
Oh.
They're typically 7 or 8 years, and so, you started at 2020, 7 years is going to be 2027. We're not in the middle, we're near the end. Maybe if we stretch it to 8 years, we're going to 2028. There you go.
Yeah.
We're just about at 2026, so we got another year and a half, maybe 2 years of it, and then there you go.
Oh, Aiden, if only that was true. Well, I'm going to read a direct quote from the Sony CFO, and then let's talk about it. Our view that is compared to the conventional console life cycles, looking at the PS4 life cycle, it seems to be getting longer and longer, especially the PS4, which launched in 2013, and it's been over a decade since then. But there are many active users enjoying the console. So from that perspective, we believe the PS5 is only at the middle of the journey, and we are really planning to expand it even further. We're in the middle, Aiden.
You know what? I can see that. I can see that, actually. Because, if you're putting it into context, okay, I'm thinking of it in context of console to console. Oh, okay, we went from the 360 to the Xbox One. That was like a 7-8 year gap or whatever. Then we went from the Xbox One to the Xbox Series S, X. That was 7 years, Same thing with the PlayStations, where it's PS2 to PS3, that was, or whatever, 8 years. PS3 to PS4, that was 7-8 years. PS4 to PS5, 7 years or whatever. So, I think of it console to console, but if you're really thinking about it, about the PS4, that is still having games being made for it.
Yeah.
So, really, the PS4 is not done, but it's done. We're on to the next console generation, but they said whenever the PS5 came out, it was going to be a slow burn.
Yeah.
Into the PS5 era. And so I'm assuming they're probably going to keep that momentum up and just have it be a continuously slow burn into the PS6 era, where it's going to be, oh, PS6 is going to be released. Okay, well, there's still going to be a bunch of PS5 games being made. You can do upgrades for them, too, to the PS6, and so forth, until about halfway through the PS6 lifespan, to the PS7 or whatever, we're getting only PS6 exclusives,
Yeah, so in theory, like you said earlier, 2027, 2028, we might get the PS6. But that also still possibly means that PlayStation 5 could still be active and alive and supported with games going into the 2030s, which is scary to say in general, but that's what it is. And this isn't anything entirely new, as far as Nintendo is still supporting the Switch, and Xbox clearly still has backwards compatibility and supports older systems and makes games for all consoles. So it's not like the hard stop. I think whenever people do see that headline, they're thinking, "Oh, like we're stuck with the PS5 for at least another 5 years." Like they don't see that next console. And for what it's worth and all things considered, it's been working for PlayStation. Like people, like you said, are still on that PS4. I still own a PS4 and game off of it. Like I don't have like that luxury to go and like I don't really feel the need to go get a PS5 right now. But still,
Yeah, he hasn't Kalo mapped it yet.
Haven't-
Only Kalo mapped the Nintendo Switch 2, which was the most necessary of the consoles.
of course, but it's still a proven point, and especially whenever we consider everything we've talked about this year, where it's like game prices going up, console prices going up. There's still going to be a sect of people who, whenever that PlayStation 6 comes out, some people just might not seem like they can get that in their budget, and still making games for a PS5 or the Pro, you're still getting that player base. Like they're still there, paying for PlayStation Plus or whatever they're calling it, and they're still making money off of it. So like, why not? You know?
Yeah, no, I get you, and I can see it. I can definitely see the PS5 sticking around until, like, probably 2030, 2032, something like that. It's gonna be PS6 releases. Let's say it's 2028 or 2027, because I think I keep seeing reports that it's 2027. So let's go with 2027. At that age, it's going to be 7 years into the PS5's lifespan, which is going to be the end of the era to the new era, kind of passing of the torch thing. And then, really, 10 years into the lifespan, we could probably see 2030 still have PS5 games being made, but that might be when they start to switch to PS6 exclusives.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, you'll have a couple of exclusives whenever it comes to the PS6 era at launch and everything, and one here or there, like how PS5 had Demon Souls.
Mm-hmm.
That one had Demon Souls as an exclusive. So you'll probably have that with like the PS6. We'll probably get Bloodborne remake finally as an exclusive. You know.
I'm hoping.
Like
I'm
20
hoping
years
for
later
you.
or something.
I'm praying for you, man.
But we'll probably get that, and then that's how you're gonna end up playing Bloodborne, is if you buy the new console. That's how Sony likes to roll, because they're cheap.
It is that
money
thing.
hungry.
Yeah, it is that thing where whenever you do make that next console, there's gonna be a point where you gotta rip the Band-Aid off and kiss that prior console goodnight. Like you have to, because otherwise you'll get in this thing where, what are you prioritizing? Are you prioritizing the past and not innovating and not pushing the medium forward, or are you comfortable? Because like personally, if it was that way, if all people could do that, do I really feel like Xbox would have moved on from the 360? Probably not. Like they had everything. They had everything right there. Like there was no need to go to the Xbox One. But I digress. Now, speaking about the future and keeping everything in mind and other things that we've talked about and I've speculated on heavily. Last night at the State of Play, this was like this Japanese showcase, out of left field, quite honestly, no one really had this on their bingo card. PlayStation did show off some hardware, and it was this PC gaming monitor by their definition. You can charge your little DualSense controller right in the stand, and this comes after they revealed these speakers for your console or your PC rig. And I want to have this conversation because I think it's so fascinating, where it's like, we talk about Xbox and how they're making this PC hybrid whatever doodad that they're doing for the next generation. But you can argue like they don't have to do this stuff because they're Microsoft and like PC gaming is this. But PlayStation's out here making dedicated hardware, albeit it's just a monitor. Like I don't think they're defining it as like a PC like screen type deal like my Asus monitor would be.
I mean, they just say gaming monitor, literally.
Gaming monitor. But in the same sense, it's like you're making this and you have the speakers, you have the this, you have the earbuds. they're setting up, at least in my opinion, an ecosystem, a large one at that, where it's like, all of a sudden, do you view your PS5 Pro as the tower? You have your gaming monitor, you have a thing to charge your controller, you have headset, you have speakers. Personally, I think this is them putting that foundation in for whenever they decide, again, I'm going to say it because I want to clip it whenever it happens. PlayStation, I feel, is putting a lot of chips into this PC gaming market. They're going to have their own launcher by hell or high water, I feel, where the direct money goes directly to them, not through Steam. And I think they see from what they've done with releasing Helldivers on Xbox, where that game sold a lot, but there is a story that came out recently that sales from them making money off Xbox boosted sales on the PS5 of Helldivers. So it's like, you're going to sit there and tell me those bean counters aren't like, damn, we can do that again and again and again because we have all these things that have yet to go over. Like, why not? You know? Am I too crazy? Is this too crazy?
Like, I don't think that you're crazy here. I mean, I don't think that I think that you're, like, thinking of it in the sense of, oh, they're trying to turn the PS5 into like a PC or something, or they're trying to treat it as that's the PC or whatever. I mean, Sony could be getting into the PC market here. They very well could. They could actually start making their own console that's more like a PC hybrid thing, like how the rumor is for Xbox.
Yeah.
You know, so really we could see a clash of the titans of like, oh, now they're both trying to go up against PC at the same time as each other, and now they're both taking their own shot at making like a PC console hybrid thing. That could very well be what's going on in the next generation of consoles. I mean, in general, though, I don't read an extreme amount into a gaming monitor just because I know a lot of people prefer to use monitors versus a TV nowadays.
Yeah.
Monitors
obviously.
have higher refresh rates, they have better connectivity. They are just faster in general, and like they also are for the people who like to move their rigs around, they're a lot more portable.
Yes.
You know? So I don't see them I don't see them going above and beyond and maybe doing like a PC. Like, it could be possible. I don't really see it. I'm not reading a ton into it. I'm reading into it as they're making a gaming monitor because gaming monitors are typically better than TVs, and it's typically what people prefer unless they're doing like big party games or something like that where they want the whole family involved. But for people who just want to like game and like get into it and everything, they're typically sitting at a desk and they're typically just playing it on their monitor. And I mean, honestly, the monitor is pretty sleek. I'm looking at, like, I have it pulled up. It's pretty sleek. I like it. It definitely is, like, I know I'm going to need to replace my monitors at some point. It might be one to consider for me. I don't know. And I only say that mostly because I like the whole, like, flip down controller holder thing underneath
Yeah.
it that also charges it. Like, that is in itself really nice, and I wish that there were more monitors that had something like that.
Yeah, I can tell you, I have all these controllers around, and I'm like, where the hell do I put them?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. Like, I keep mine in a drawer over there. Like, I have a ton of them.
Yeah.
Because like I like the PS5 controller personally. I have 3 of them.
It's a good controller.
Like, so I have 1 in my drawer, and then I have 2 on a charge stand on my desk, and then whenever one of them's not on the charge stand, I have my Xbox controller on the same charge stand. Just going, yep, there we go. All these controllers sprinkled around, and it'd be nice to be able to just go, oh, okay, hook it underneath the monitor instead.
And that is why I bring up the word ecosystem versus, like, they're making a PC, where it's like, all right, PlayStation, for all that it's worth, has a majority of gamers. Like, the gaming market is very much in favor of them. It's not really in favor of Xbox. And again, Nintendo's doing their own thing. Those people that are so heavily invested in the PS5 can now see this, and then let's just say we get into a future where that native PlayStation launcher comes out for the PC. They're like, okay, like, For me personally, familiarity is very important when I'm buying something, like whether it is a car, whether it is my phone or my next laptop or whatever. I stick with the brands I know. So maybe down the road, when this does happen and more people shift over to PC or want to experiment with that, it's like, oh, like PlayStation has a PC launcher. Great, that's perfect. Oh, wait, they have a monitor that can charge my controller that I already own or whatever. Like, suddenly, the boxes that need to be checked to make that purchase very more viable and understandable and fits what you want as a gamer, it makes sense. And that is something where I feel like in the market today is so valuable, where it's like Asus can come out tomorrow and drop the next curved monitor or whatever. Like, outside of being big and curved, pause, what is that thing? Like, do I need to go out and buy it? No, like, that's not a thing. And again, just getting back to the point here, if you drop a launcher and you have a PC monitor or gaming monitor, you know, like, people will be into it. People will be very into it.
People would be people would be interested. You have people who'd be interested in anything that they'd release, you know. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the monitor. I do like it. I like the idea of it. I mean, I have, to people who don't know, like, my setup, like, I have one of the Secret Lab desks or whatever, one of those Magnus desks, and I also have it set up with like the PC like monitor like arms or whatever for it, the holders, whatever the hell you want to call them.
Yeah.
But I have those. I have my two monitors hooked up to that. I like dual monitors. It's very nice. But I will say this, for people who don't like to use those monitor attachments like that, and who have desks that are like different style, like I know a lot of people have like desks that have like the step up or whatever where they put their monitors and everything. Like, I will say this about the like the Sony monitor. I think it's pretty terrible in terms of the base.
Yeah.
I think Sony could have stepped it up with the base. I think the base looks pretty bad. It's very standard. It's pretty piss poor if you ask me. Like, it's very flat, one pole, and as far as cable management, it's abysmal. Like, there's a reason why I have this desk. Is because I hate seeing cables. I know a lot of people who hate seeing cables. I know a lot of people who go out of their way to just have good cable management. And this right here does not have good cable management. It is simply, hey, you wrap it around. You're saying wrap it around the post that's holding it up. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. They should have gone out of their way to like make more of a hollow base so that way you could run the cords through it or something, hide them. But hey, that's just me. So like it's like good, it's bad. Like, it's a mix in between. But as far as what you said with the ecosystem thing, definitely it's about add-ons. That's really what it is. Like, when it comes to the gaming world and it comes to selling things, it's about add-ons. We all know it. If you've worked at GameStop, you know it.
Yeah.
Like, back at GameStop, quite literally, it used to be, oh, okay, well, you're selling them a console. Well, now you want to upsell them. You also want to attach a controller to that. You also want to attach like a charge port to that, like a controller charger to that. Well, you know, you're gonna want games for that. You're also gonna want like, back in the day, it used to be, oh, you're gonna want a hard drive for it, so that way you can have extra data and everything, or memory cards or whatever. And you know, nowadays it's gonna be you go to GameStop or whatever. Oh, okay, well I just bought a PS5. Oh, well, do you have something to display it on? Oh, no. Oh, you're just going to use the TV? Well, why not use this monitor instead? This monitor is 10 times better. These are the reasons why it's better. Yada, yada, yada. It also comes with a charger for your controller. That way you don't have to buy a charger. And there you go. Suddenly it starts selling itself to people because they're going to say, oh, I see the value in this. That's what happens. And people are easily upsold. They are. I mean, I hate to say it, and you might think you're not. You might think that you're not. No, but, well, I'm just saying, like, to the average person who's, like, watching this, they might think that they're not. But the amount of times that I've seen the average person walk into GameStop, and then I've upsold them on buying various products that they don't actually need
Yeah.
because it was my job. It's astounding. I mean, the average person thinks that they can't be upsold or thinks that they won't be upsold, but they will. And it just comes down to just knowing about it, knowing about the products, and knowing about what's gonna sell to somebody. You know, that's really all it comes down to. And so yeah, I mean, eventually at some point we're gonna see more of this stuff from Sony. We are. Whether or not it is something in the future of now they have like a gaming PC type thing, a gaming console hybrid thing. Like, let's say if they go that gaming PC console hybrid route thing. Oh, then it's going to be flash drives because you want more data.
Yeah.
Then it's also going to be like stuff like external hard drives or like, you know, hard drive expansion slots or whatever, you know. It's going to be that.
I do think, just real quick before I forget, also price is dependent on how much this thing costs. If this thing is like $800, suddenly it's less appealing. I also do think, I'm just going to call my shot, I do believe at some point within the next 2 to 3 years, we see a PlayStation keyboard mouse deal. Unless they already have it. I don't know, but I don't think they do. I would have known that by now. But again, like, you're laying these bits for a future. I also want to make it very clear. I understand that they could have just dropped this product to drop this product and just say, hey, here's another piece of hardware coming directly from us, which I do think that's the general story. This is just me expanding and trying to grasp at straws here. But considering what the gaming world is now, where we're going to be in a few years' time, a lot can change, a lot will change, and I just don't think companies as big as PlayStation, granted, they've done it before in the past, you don't just drop something to just be like, well, it's this year, here's a shiny thing from us to just do whatever, we don't care. I feel like there's intent, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, there's definitely intent. Everything builds to a bigger picture, and like you said, it's probably going to be next time, hey, here's a mouse and here's a keyboard. Or like they already have the speakers, like I don't know what else they could add to it really. I mean, unless they want to do like, oh hey, here's a PC, like here's like a USB expansion port or something, like if they want to do that, or you know, if they want to start going into the capture card route or something like that, or if they want to start going into like the Stream Deck route or something like that, you know, they could easily be building up to something bigger like that. Then I guarantee you that's what they are doing.
Yeah, like, did we need the earbuds? Did we need the PSVR 2? Did we need any of that? No, but it's part of the ecosystem. So that's about it. Any final thoughts here?
No, other than like I would like to see what the price is going to actually be on this because I don't see a definitive price, but the gaming monitors on PlayStation's website are, or like, yeah, on the PlayStation website are over $900. So I imagine this one's going to be a pretty penny.
I would imagine, especially with the charging stuff added in, and like, I'm no tech guy or specs, but those numbers are high, so that means something good is brewing in there. So I don't know, it's food for thought. Just thought we'd talk about it today to kind of see what's going on here, and potentially we'll clip this moment and be like, we told you so. But we're gonna pass it off to you guys. What do you think about the state of PlayStation? Was there anything fun you thought came up at that state of play yesterday? Let us know in the comments down below. But as for this episode of Community Kitchen, we hope you guys enjoyed. I've been Kalo, joined by Aiden, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.